Hello, everybody. We're going to be talking about Kyle Busch today. It's been a while since. Hi, Corey. So,
I,
hi, Becky. So, these two dingleberries are going to sit here and talk about Kyle Busch. So, on the 21st of May, the NASCAR world lost one of the greatest drivers we've ever had. Um, generational talent and honestly, irreplaceable. Unforgettable.
yeah,
I mean,
yep.
I don't know what to say about Kyle. There's so many words you can put together, and we've got 5 bullet points we're going to go over and try and kind of put our thoughts together about Kyle. Just kind of remember his legacy and just all the cool stuff he did and crazy stuff he said. um,
hmm
you know, as sad as it is, he did a lot in 41 years, a lot more than some people would do the same amount of time, and doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
And I guess I've been a fan of him since 2008, which segues right into our first point. But I just hope that we remember the person Kyle Busch more than we remember the race car driver. As amazing of a race car driver as he was still someone's husband, someone's father, somebody's son, someone's brother. He was a friend to many people, and both on and off the track, he did some amazing things in his life. So we should have a balanced view of Kyle and carry his legacy forward. So that's
Absolutely.
yeah. It's just
The legend on and off the track.
exactly. So, basic talk about Kyle Busch. Do you want to go first? Or you want?
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah, there you go.
So my first ever um NASCAR race that I attended, realistically the first one that I ever watched,
Hmm.
because I was a casual NASCAR fan. I was one of those guys. Before I became a NASCAR fan in 2016. Of course, I found NASCAR through Cars. I was like, oh, Cars. I like the movie Cars. I'm a 6 year old kid. I love the movie Cars. Of course I'm gonna love the movie Cars.
Of course.
Everybody does. And I saw a saw NASCAR on the TV. It was like Jimmy Johnson's third championship race or something like that. I was kind of just like, all right, I'm a casual NASCAR fan. I had like one Jimmy Johnson shirt and that's it. Other than that, that was about it. Um,
The
and
one Jimmy
then
Johnson shirt. That for
the
me.
one Jimmy Johnson shirt. I'm pretty sure I still have that too. I might still have
Frame
that.
it. Frame it.
Um,
Get Jimmy to
real.
sign
I
it.
don't know where it is. I don't think I have it hung. I actually don't know where it is. I need to go find that thing. Anyway,
Oh.
sidetrack. And then I went to my first race at the 2016 STP 500 at Martinsville Speedway, which Kyle Busch won. Um,
That was what number
and
of 63? Yeah, he's
I'm gonna
gonna
figure
go
that
to
out. Hold
Racing
on.
Reference.
No, we're
Let's
gonna figure
go.
that out. I'm pretty sure it was his first win
Hmm.
of 20. Oh, that's O'Reilly Series, NASCAR Cup Series. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he won 4 races that season, and I'm pretty sure that was his first win.
Yeah.
First, yep, that was his first. He actually went back to back. Oh, I remember that. No, I don't
Back to
remember
back.
that. Never mind. Never
Four?
mind. Oh, geez, hold on. Racing Reference has crashed. We are currently trying to fix it. Career statistics of Kyle Busch. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do some. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out.
We're gonna do
Okay,
some running
so
engineering.
um,
Throw
two,
some duct tape on
four,
it.
8. That's 12. 4. Okay, plus 3
I feel like I'm
plus
that gif of
4
the lady just like
one
staring into
plus
space with the math
4
equations. That's how I feel
plus
right now.
1 plus 5. That was win number 35.
30.
So it was almost like split in the middle.
Girl, that was almost halfway right there. Like, that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the second half of his wins. Because it
Yeah,
would be, okay, he had 63 cup wins. So 31
61 and a
and
half.
32 were technically halfway.
And just throw in his all-star race, that'll make it 62. That'll make it 61.5. Or 31.5.
How does the All Star race count as a half, brother?
I don't know. It's not a points race.
Oh, it's not a points race, then it doesn't count. Brother. Well, does he get a
Well,
half point for every exhibition race he won? Like,
He
no, no,
won
no,
two. He
no,
won two Daytona qualifying races. That's technically a half race. They run like
no.
half laps.
This is making me
I
wish I
don't
was gonna edit it because the way you said qualifying, it said koala, and I just want to put a big koala, like a clipboard
know.
koala. Be glad I'm not editing this because that is exactly what I would do to you right now, sir.
Qualifying. Yes, I
Qualifying.
say qualifying, okay? Sue me. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, so
I'll let you live your
Kyle
life.
Busch won that race and
Mm.
I really didn't know who he was at the time. And then I believe it was
Jimmy
Richmond
Johnson fan.
that same year. Yes, Jimmy Johnson fan. I knew like three drivers in the field. I like vividly remember like looking around being like, I don't know who any of these guys are.
I knew four drivers in the field as a casual in the 2000s: Dale Earnhardt Jr.,
True,
Kyle Busch,
true. I
Jimmy
knew him.
Johnson, because they talked about him all the time, and he ended up being my dad's boy anyway, and my mom's boy, Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
So,
I knew Chase Elliott. I knew Jimmy Johnson. I think I knew Joey Logano because
Joseph Logano. Oh no, I knew about
Joey.
Keselowski and Logano because my mom used to yell at them, and I
Oh
realized they
yeah.
were rookies. My mom used to yell at them because they would get too close to they get into it with Jeff Gordon. She'd yell at them to go away.
Nice.
Yeah,
Go away.
and she's a Chase Elliott fan, and yes, she still does that. It's entertaining.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, no. So I knew like four drivers and Kyle Busch. I was like, oh, Kyle Busch, nice. I knew Carl Edwards too, of course, Carl Edwards.
of course, college. Oh, my mom
Um,
doesn't yell at Brad Keselowski anymore.
there
We
you
don't
go.
yell at Brad
Brad
anymore.
Keselowski is cool. Brad is
Brad is
cool.
cool.
Um, no, but it was like the week late. It was like 2 weeks later or something like that. I think Kyle Busch. I think it actually was like 2 weeks later. Hold on, let's
He's looking
see.
at racing reference.
No, it was 3 weeks later.
Are you on
So
Wikipedia?
we had Martinsville, huh?
Are you on Wikipedia?
No, I'm on Racing Reference.
Oh, it worked. Okay, I was gonna say, did you
Yes.
know
No, it broke for a second.
pretty much all the other drivers, most of the other drivers, they don't have a separate Wikipedia page for their wins. It's a category on the Wikipedia page. Kyle Busch has his own page. I think it's like Kyle Busch, Richard Petty, and maybe like Dale Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson. It's three seven-time champions and Rowdy. And maybe there's somebody
That's just
else.
how good he
Okay,
is.
it
I
could
won't
be
be
Denny
surprised if Jeff
Hamlin.
Gordon has one.
Yeah, I think Kevin Harvick maybe. Like the
Yeah.
guys who were over a certain amount of wins, but that's like 10 dudes tops. Okay, they have their own, like they
Yeah.
have their page and then they have a separate page for all their wins, because the Wikipedia, the table and the things and the wimbly wombly timey wimey makes better to,
Wobbly wobbly.
yeah, give them its own
Yes.
page. um
Exactly. No, but it was so he won at Martinsville, won at Texas the next week,
mhm.
crashed out at Bristol, finished second at Richmond, and I specifically remember that race because I remember um Kyle Busch was about to win again, and I'm like, this guy just keeps winning. And then Carl Edwards was like, no, you've like stolen 2 wins from me this season. I'm bumping you out of the way. And he just booted him up the track on the last turn of the
Oh,
lap, passed him. Kyle Busch finished second, and then afterwards they posted a picture on social media. Kyle Busch walked up to it and like held like a "I forgive you" sign with Carl Edwards or something like that. Because Kyle Busch was like, "Hey, I do the same thing too. I can't be mad."
I thought that was the time that, okay, Carl talked about that in the pre-race of the 600. There was one time that he bumped him and Kyle was like, brother, like he was about to fight him on a Monday or Tuesday at JGR. Like he was about to just take it out in the hallway and duke
Oh
it
yeah,
out. And he's
yep,
like, everybody says that I would do that. I wouldn't just bump you out of the way, Carl. He's like, what the heck, dude? Like, bro, be a bro. Like,
yep,
yeah. So,
yep. Anyway,
yeah.
your story about how you became a Kyle Busch fan.
So, for that, we have to jump in the time traveling DeLorean back to the year of our Lord 2002. I promise this is going somewhere. When I was 3, this is my first NASCAR memory ever. My mom and dad asked me, do you like Dale Earnhardt Jr. like daddy? Or Jeff Gordon like mommy? So, being a 3-year-old, what did I pick? Sorry, Jeff Gordon, I thought Dale Jr. sounded cooler than you. As a 3-year-old, sight unseen, became a fan of the 8 car. Kind of came full circle in 2023, but that's a whole other conversation. So, I casually watched as a kid because my parents watched. So from about that point onward, I don't actually know how old I was when I watched my first NASCAR race telecast. I've never been to the races. Still have not. I became a diehard NASCAR fan in December of 2019. So when the whole world did the Wimbly Wombly Panini thing, we're just gonna dance around the subject. The 2020 went in 2020'd.
Yes.
Um, kept me
20 did 2020.
NASCAR kept me saying during. I accidentally said the wrong word. I
Really?
have a headache.
Oh no.
I'm waiting for the ibuprofen and the caffeine to kick in. Sorry. So
I need me some caffeine.
we're gonna party. We're gonna party. So this is
Oh yeah.
unedited. We're just gonna. This
We're
is
just
the
gonna
two
party.
homies sitting here being feral. So when I was 8, I was in the third grade. I actually still have it. The only piece of NASCAR merch I owned before the age of 20, 20. In the third grade, I had to get 3 textbook covers. I got a reptile one, a sky blue one, and a red Dale Earnhardt Jr. one. I hate the color red as a kid. Hated it. Hated it. I love the color red now. It's fine. We're homies. But I hated it as a child. Unless it was with green because it was passable for Christmas. Don't ask. Little kid me was a weirdo. So, my goober self showed up at school with the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bud 8 without the bud. Textbook cover. This is the same school year. That, of course, he left DEI and went to Hendrick 2007, 2008. So early 2008, me and my parents are watching the NASCAR race. And my mom was like, do you have a second driver? Like, who else would you like in the field? Because, it wasn't so certain the 88 was going to stick around. Um, this was the first couple of weeks, and I don't know if it was going too hot for your boy Dale Jr. So my mom was trying to make sure I wasn't, like, totally heartbroken in case, contracts went the way they did and Dell Jr. wasn't in the field. Of course, he didn't leave till I graduated high school, but still, the whole other conversation. So right at that point, it's a yellow flag, and they run a special about Kyle Busch visiting kids at an elementary school and reading them a story. And now I live in Texas. We have sports teams out the wazoo. And, some athletes and professional sports teams came to my elementary school and read to us. So I understood what he was doing because I was a little kid that saw this. And I loved it as an 8-year-old kid. I'm in the third grade. I'm like, this is the highlight of this professional guy speak. As a little kid, I'm from Texas when I say this. I knew he was probably paid a lot of money like the NFL guys are paid to play football. He got paid a lot of money to race the car. Somehow I understood this in the third grade. So I was like, he's going to show up. And it's like the highlight of his week is reading to these kids. He was totally invested. He seemed just totally chill. And then they go back to the race. They're like, oh, that's so wholesome. Here's Kyle. Here he is with his brother and stuff. He was behind Kurt. Sorry, Kurt. Because I saw this bright yellow car. My favorite color in the third grade was yellow. And yes, it was the 18 peanut M&Ms. In like the first few weeks he was in the 18 car. And I was like, sold. That is my second boy, is Kyle Busch, right? And they show Kurt, and it was half yellow, half red, and I was like, that's too much red. I was gonna be a fan of both Busch brothers, but he was at Penske at the time, which is funny because I'm a big Penske fan now. Okay, but I picked off the paint schemes back then. I was 8, all right, but I don't go past that. And a couple weeks later, the Dale Jr. Kyle Busch incident of all incidents happened. Wasn't it Richmond '08?
Mm-hmm.
This was
Yep.
before Richmond of 2008. I did not watch that race. I saved my father the sanity of not dragging my Barbies out to the living room and annoying him during the race by playing with my Barbies while watching the race. So then my mom comes in and she's like, oh, your boy wrecked your other boy. What you gonna do about that? Like, which one are you gonna pick? And I just kind of looked at her like, both? And I remember thinking, I watched Cars. They wreck. I'd watched the hit Pixar film Cars. So I was like, they wreck. Duh. So in school, if people ever asked me, I don't live in a very NASCAR-y part of the country, but anytime people asked me who my favorite guy was, it always was, yeah, to Dale Jr. and what the heck's wrong with you to Kyle Busch. They're like, boo. You lost cool points.
Immediate boo. Immediate boo.
Immediate. But I never rescinded it. I never did. I was like, and in 2020, I found out they buried the hatchet. I come back, I find out there was a rivalry and that they're friends now and everything's fine. And Dale Jr. retired 3 years ago anyway. So it was all fine. And I'm like, don't call me a flippin' freak of nature. It's all fine. They don't care about the rivalry. We shouldn't either. Plus, I love a good story. Look, now as an adult, I'm an Astros and a Texan Rangers fan. I love both sides of that rivalry. I will not state the NFL side because I don't feel like being doxxed, but I love a good rivalry. So I love a good story. But yeah, I'll never forget sitting on the floor looking at it, probably on the dinosaur TV back in '08. And I was just like, that's my dude. So I hate peanut M&Ms though. I love that hat. That's
I
just
got. What about peanut butter M&Ms?
now you're cooking with peanut oil. We worked
Oh
the
yeah,
word peanut into like three sentences in like three different ways. That was some
exactly.
goofiness.
Yep.
Oh, my phone locked.
Hold up. I'm getting it. Hold on.
Me too.
Hold
But
on.
yeah, it's
Getting a phone call. I'm getting a phone call from.
Uh oh. I thought you were actually getting a phone call. I was like, ooh.
Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. I'll tell her. Okay.
you
All
didn't
right.
even push that they had
All
peace
right. Goodbye.
back.
That was Jeff Gordon. He's upset that you didn't pick him in 2008.
2002, get your facts right. Also,
Oh, 2002. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was the reigning champion, and I still thought that Dale Earnhardt Jr. sounded cooler. And fast forward to 6 years later, they're teammates.
Yep.
When I was little, I used to play Thunder '04. I used to play as Dale Jr. all the time, and I would play as his test car and be
Test
proceed to
cars
be
are so cool.
DSL the entire time.
Yep.
I've never been good at that game. It's fine.
Yep.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
So
Fun little
memories.
story with the NASCAR video game, real quick. This has to do with Martinsville. Um, I used to play the games as a kid. Me and my brother would play the NASCAR 2004 as a kid, and we could never win a race, even on like the easiest difficulty because we were that bad.
Real.
And we found a way to win. What we would do is we would turn and hit the entrance of pit road, and it would start a gigantic pile up, and all the cars would be. So we'd just start driving around the track, and we'd win the race.
That is some. I don't even know if that's Dukes of Hazard, Ross Chastain. That was some. That's feral.
Pretty cool.
I'm kind
It's
of
pretty
proud.
cool.
That is.
Unfortunately, that was not me that figured it out, but
Oh,
it is.
man, the Codester's
Um,
cool. Shout out
yeah.
to Codester, who's not gonna
All
watch
right.
this video. That's gonna make him
Really?
comment though if he does.
That's true. That's true.
So
Comment on this
favorite
video.
favorite memory of Kyle, off track and on track.
Ooh. Okay.
So
You go first this time.
oh, I go first. Shoot. So my favorite on track Kyle Busch memory is probably a lot of people's least favorite. That one time during the 2020s, in the 2020 and the whole the Rona thing, when Texas decided to be attacked by insane weather, as per freaking usual. Um, really glad it was not a hurricane though. But we got this crazy, crazy thunderstorm, and it literally was still hitting DFW, and it was hitting Houston at the same time. It was insane. So
The big storm.
it's sitting on the track, and it's like, oh, racing on Sunday? Haha, no. So it sits there, and it's just staring at NASCAR like, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Till Wednesday. It's
Race.
raining where I'm at, between the DFWs and the Houston. Okay. I'm like, please, Father God, do not let the power go out. I was like, please, 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 please. Especially while Kyle Busch was leading in that zombie Skittles. He hadn't won all season. And this is my first season back. I'm like, please, Kyle, come on, come on, come on, come on. I become a Blaney fan. That brought me back to NASCAR. So I'm like, Blaney and Busch. I'm like, did either one of those are winning, and I'm very happy. The happiest little creature this side of the Mississippi. Okay. So I'm like, please, please let the win streak continue, and please let me watch it. I was like, please don't die. And I think my power went out a couple. I don't know. I think I got to see the full post race. It did eventually go out, if I remember correctly. because I had another day's worth of the storm because it hit my area like the day after it started hitting DFW, and it just sat. It just sat there menacingly. It was horrible. It's funny, but it was
2020,
horrible. It was
2022
2020
Chicago.
real. Um, did you say Chicago? It cut, so it sounded like you said Chicagoland. I'm like, they didn't race Chicagoland that year, did they?
No, I said 2022 Chicago moment.
Yes, that was a good time. It was a great time. Um,
Great.
great time. Um, yeah, so I will never forget getting to see Kyle win and do the bow, and I was like, yes, the streak lives on. I was really happy to know he'd become a two-time champion in my absence. I didn't really watch a lot of NASCAR in junior high and high school. I'm gonna be real with you. I had other reasons to get bullied, so I was a self-conscious teenager. All right, we forgive young me because I got my crap together and decided to be myself after that. I mean, be like KFB. If people don't like you and you didn't do anything to offend them, just be yourself anyway. Whatever.
Be like
The hater's gonna
KFB.
hate. Just roll with it. Whatever. Bye, Felicia. Off track. Off track is harder to name. There are some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Two that stand out though is in 2020 or 2021. There's a video on one of their Instagrams, Kyle's or Samantha's, I don't remember. They were doing the like promos for the shirts, and of course they had Braxton because they had kid size shirts. I think they were Kyle shirts, and they said, "Oh, it was the KFB shirt," so it was Kyle merch. Because Braxton asked what the F stands for, and it's so funny because if you watch it, you watch
KFB.
Kyle's face and you watch the hamster run at full speed, and he's like, funny." Like you watch his reaction the whole time. If you watch Samantha, you can see in her face she's thinking, "Aha, you asked for that one," and then got himself out of that one. Nice. It was really funny. Like I watched that video, I was just giggling. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what happens when the 5-year-old asks, "Hey Dad, what does the F stand for?"
Real.
And that and the run from the van to the hotel, that was always funny, and they brought that up yesterday during the broadcast. This was filmed on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday Denny Hamlin won his 63rd Cup Series win, tying himself all time with Kyle Busch. That was beautiful, and of course they brought that up during the pre-race because Martin Truex Jr. MTJ stage winner
I almost said
was
Mark
on.
Martin.
Mark Martin. I almost said Martinsville. Oh, I almost said Martinsville. The headache
Real.
is headaching for sure. Um,
Real.
but yeah, Kyle was really funny. I mean, it's
He
hard because it's
was.
like what off track moments. Like you just got to count the ones that aren't at a racetrack because there's so many funny clips from social media. There's that one where I don't
Yeah.
know who else is in the video. It's like a lot of his guy friends and they're jumping around dancing by the chairs in the beach. It's freaking speedos. That was so funny
I think I
because
know what you're
the
talking about.
comments were split of Kyle never do this again, but also dang Kyle they got that cake though. It was so funny. I was like, y'all are hitting on a married man, but also, I mean, if Samantha's okay with him posting it, let him be. Let him cook.
Real.
It was so funny. Like he just Kyle had such a good sense of humor. He really did. And that
No,
was oh yeah.
he's a fun guy.
And honestly the NASCAR fans we
The F
benefited
does
from it.
stand for funny.
He what? Oh yeah, F stands for fun.
The F does stand for funny.
He is. So I don't know what your on track and off track favorites are, sir.
I will I'll go with on track because I was gonna go on track a very specific thing, but I'll that's gonna be for a later question. But
Okay.
I'm gonna go with this right here. Oh, Bristol Dirt 2022.
Wait, what scheme is that?
2022.
It looked gray on my
That
screen.
is the crunchy cookie.
Oh, yep.
Crunchy cookie.
I literally
It's
saw a
the
gif of
baby
this
blue
race.
one.
It was light blue, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not this blue
I was
though.
there. Very similar, yeah.
No, it's lighter than that.
Yeah, it is just a little bit lighter than that.
M&M's is very good
But I
at
was,
doing their colors, the differentiating the
they
colors
are.
out.
I love it.
They kind of ran out of
No,
colors. Anyway,
they did. They did. No, that's probably honestly my favorite one because I watched Kyle Busch win the first race that I've ever been to, and then I went to a bunch of Michigan races, and then I finally got to go to Bristol, and that was the third race track that I've ever been to. I went to the All Star race in 2020, went to the first Bristol dirt race, and I went to the second one, and that's when Kyle Busch came out of nowhere after Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe just wrecked each other for the win. I remember standing there. What?
wait. I'm like, did he win that one? Because I don't remember. I watched it live,
Yeah,
but I
he
don't.
won. He won it.
That's right. Because it was the two
Yeah,
dirt
yeah.
guys, and they're dirting it and wheeling and
Mhm.
dealing, and then KFB was like,
Exactly.
"Hey,
Yep.
hello,
And I have
that for me."
it's real. It's the first vlog I ever made on my It's Nothing channel. But I
Is
remember
this still up?
standing there, like
Is this
I
up though?
remember just like, huh?
Is this video live, like public and
Yeah,
everything? Oh yeah,
yeah, it's public. Yeah, we can watch it
I need
sometime.
a link.
Yes,
Send people
link
to
in the
your channel.
spreadsheet or something. I don't know.
Anyway,
Um, but words English, yes. I remember um, everyone was wanting Tyler Reddick to win. Everybody wanted Tyler Reddick to win or Chase Briscoe because neither of them had won at that point. No, I think
oh,
Chase Briscoe had won. I think Chase Briscoe had won at that point because he won Phoenix
mm.
earlier in the year, and everyone wanted Tyler Reddick to win because he hadn't won yet. And
Wait, he
so,
hadn't
like,
won at all.
it was the laps. No, he had not won his first race yet.
Oh,
He was going for his first win. And I remember standing there at the finish line because I had walked up. But the thing about the dirt race was it's Bristol. Like it sold a lot of seats, but there were still a lot of empty seats because they had most of the track still open. So we basically just and there was a lot of delays, so like a lot of people left for like the rain delays. So
alright.
I was just sitting right there at the start finish line, like front and center to the start finish line. And
Oh, you're
I
dead
remember
on.
I started running.
Hmm?
Yep, I was right there. And I started running down the stairs on the last lap to get like closer to the start finish line. And I look up on the TV screen and I see them wreck and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And I look over and I see them spinning and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, who's going to win this?" And I see Tyler Reddick regain it and he goes and I'm like right up there against the start finish line videoing this and I see Tyler Reddick but I see another car go wow right beside him. And I'm like, "Yeah, Tyler Reddick won." And the entire place just erupts in boos. Like it is crazy how
In
many boos there is.
in that moment, did you know that it was actually Kyle Busch who won?
I figured out that Kyle Busch had won at that point. I'm like, oh my goodness, Kyle Busch snuck this one. I'm like, oh no. And he gets out of the car and like it's like earthquake level of just boos. Like not a single person in the stands is cheering
In
except
a
for the two
like
Kyle Busch fans that
somewhat
sprinted past me
wait, what?
when Kyle Busch won.
So
You can,
set the scene in a dystopian level
it's,
of empty Bristol Motor Speedway. There's a little Corey Bean with his camera and his little mask,
yes.
being all
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
"You don't
That
even
was
see my face."
only
This
that
was
was that was pronounced
Anana
yes.
Corey, Anani Moose.
An
This was the
encore,
Anani
yes.
Moose era. One of my cousins is gonna be
Sorry.
so annoyed that I said that. Haha. Anyway, so Anani Moose Corey era.
Mm-hmm.
That's an inside joke. I know how to say anonymous, but there's two like KFB fans who run past you and they're like, "Yeah, Rowdy Nation, let's go!" And the rest of the whole
Mm-hmm.
place
That's
is
when I
just
figured it
like,
out. I remembered that. Yep.
and the rest of the place is the other finger that people cheer Kyle with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The entire place was just booze. I remember specifically looking at my friend and going, "Dude, did you hear the booze?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude. What the
I don't think you
hell?"
can
Like,
hear your internal monologue over the
oh,
booze.
you could barely hear it. And he steps out of the car and he's just like standing there, like, "What, guys? I won."
He's like,
Like,
"What I
what's
what I
wrong?
do? I didn't do nothing
I think he
wrong. I'm
actually,
just a
I
race
think he
car
actually
driver.
stepped
I
out. I
won."
think he I think he actually got out of the car and was just like, what did I do?" Something like that. Like he's just like, "What, guys?"
What was I
It's like,
supposed
"Go
to
take
slow
him."
down?
And that
The race
and
wasn't
that
over.
and
I didn't knock them
that
over.
race, real. That race ended up being his only win that season, which kept his streak going.
That's right, because,
And that was also his final win in the number 18 car.
yeah, because then he got the second win in 23 in the 8 at Auto Club, and it was the final Auto
Hmm.
Club race. I remember listening to
Yep.
that on MRN. Oh my gosh. And that was his very
Yep.
final cup win, wasn't it? Or
Nope. He
no.
won. He
No, he had
won
two that
Auto
season, right?
Club. Then he won Talladega, and then he won Gateway.
Oh, okay.
Gateway was his final
2023.
win. Hmm.
That's right, because we just did the 3 year anniversary of that. I was like, the math
Hmm.
ain't mathin'. So he went into 2023 with 60 wins, got 3 more, and then unfortunately lost the streak in 2024.
Yep.
But I mean, that's an impressive streak. It was nearly 20 years.
19 years. He's tied with Richard Petty.
Nine, 19. Wow. I didn't realize that Richard Petty
Mhm.
won for 19 years straight. I figured, but I forgot that.
Yep.
Um, though, let's be
It's
real. Who
only
sits atop of
Richard
the
Petty.
all-time win list? Like all-time, all 3 series win list. It's right. Kyle Busch and Richard Petty. So it makes
200.
sense, you
It
know,
is fun.
because
I did math a little bit ago.
um, correct me if I'm wrong. Richard has 200 Cup Series victories, and I don't believe he has any in the other series because he didn't race in those.
I think he has like 201. He raced in like the convertible series or something like that.
A win is a
But
win. A dub is a dub.
basically 200, yeah.
So there's 2 places where a non 7 time champion sits in history right next to a modern non 7 time sits next to Richard Petty, and at both times it's Kyle.
Yep.
Unless it's some random obscure stat that somebody's gonna find in the comments and go, actually, in like 5 years.
Yeah. Real. Nobody's ever going to touch that record. That is a record that nobody is going to touch.
But
It's just not going to
two,
happen.
the 234 wins.
234 wins. Actually, technically 200 and I think 42 if we include ARCA series and in, whatchamacallit.
Well, now you're asking for the nerd emojis, the exhibition races.
Actually, yeah,
Now you're
242.
asking for the nerd emojis that one exhibition races don't count when it comes to these stats because they're only for points paying races. I mean, a dub is a dub, but whatever. Fair enough. Because it doesn't have championship implications, I guess.
Yeah.
And two, someone's going to point this out. ARCA, I don't believe, was technically national touring until recently, and even then, it's technically still just East and West. If I'm
Still
not
technically, yeah.
exactly, it's all ARCA,
Yeah.
but there's ARCA East and ARCA West,
Mhm.
and it's just kind of not as publicized that it's 2 different things, or they're kind of unified. ARCA is really hard to explain, but I'm not sure
It is very hard to explain.
it doesn't travel enough places to be a national series. But again, the 3 series that we count as the national touring series is Trucks and O'Reilly. I almost said Pinity. O'Reilly. Like I almost said Xfinity. And then,
Real.
of course, the Cup Series. So it's like, yeah. I remember when he was going to stop racing Xfinity. And then he won
Yeah.
the 100th, having signed on to do 5 more.
Yep. And
And,
then he won two more.
and he won 2 more. And that's why the final stat is 102.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny
That's
because
crazy.
I'm sitting there as a Kyle fan. I'm like, you're telling me you were gonna quit, but you didn't think you were gonna get. I'm like, that's so funny. He didn't think he was gonna get the 100th in that batch of 5, or whatever.
Mm.
And so he had like 4 or 5 more. I don't remember how many more. I think it was. I don't know. We'd have to go look at the stats. But that year he was like, yeah. So I already have sponsor obligations, so I kind of have to. But I'm not signing anything more. Don't ask. I'm not doing it. This is the end.
Yep.
This is a KFB farewell tour. And so, in true KFB fashion, he doesn't show up to just run around in 35th. He was going to show him how it was done, and then got 2 more wins. So,
Real. Yep.
yep. I
It's
think
crazy.
there's a video somewhere of Kurt and Kyle from like 2021. It was on like NASCAR social pages, and part of it they were ribbing each other because he's like, I have one more championship than you, and Kurt's like, yeah, but I have the Daytona 500, and you don't. That's one of my. That's another good one.
Typical brothers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that about
Um,
them. They always
real.
you get Kurt and
I
Kyle
love when
together, entertaining.
I love when Kurt finally beat Kyle at Kentucky because like Kurt like it was the brothers battling for the win, and Kurt won Kentucky and Kyle Busch finished second, and Kurt was just like, I finally got one on him, like let's go, because he's finished second to his brother so many times, and he
Oh yeah.
finally finished first over his brother, who finished second. My favorite off track, I have an off track one to say. Um, I believe it was the it was a podcast with a bunch of
You can't read it. It's the inaugural Kentucky race. I did get a picture of this when I was at Joe Gibbs last year for two reasons. It was run on my birthday, and Kyle won it, so I had to get a picture of the trophy. Oh, three reasons. I like
hell yeah,
horses, so there's a big ol' metal horse head.
hell yeah.
So there you go. See, he got the first one. It's just Kurt was like, no, 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 no. I will win at this track. You can't best me. I will win at this track. And then 1-2 was KU and
Yep.
then KY.
For the first time, it was KU and KY, not KY and KU.
Yeah, one of the rare times. I don't. Might have been the first time it was a 1-2 KU then KY, but
Yep.
Kurt then Kyle, but
Yeah. But no, that one of my favorite off track moments. It was an interview. It was a podcast. There was this. I think it was called "I Am Athlete." It was a bunch of retired NFL players that decided to create a podcast together, and they invited. Oh, who was it? I think Dale
what
Jr.
have I thought?
and like Tony Bridinger or something like that. And
Mm.
those episodes like popped off, and they were like, "Let's interview some more NASCAR guys." So they interviewed Kyle Busch, and that was a
Iconic.
hilarious episode. And my favorite, I guess I could sum it up with all of his podcasts where he talks about this. But this was the one that I remember the most was when he talked about 2017 Las Vegas, where Joey Logano got into the back of Kyle Busch on the last lap. They were racing for like sixth. Joey Logano got into the back of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch goes spinning, and he ends up finishing in the 20s. While Joey Logano goes and finishes sixth. And in that interview, he goes, he wrecked me. And the people were like, dude, how do you know he wrecked you? And he's like, dude, when we're in the car, when we're driving, I heard him floor it on a part of the turn where you're not typically flooring it. So he knew that he wrecked him on purpose. And he was like, let's go look at the data. Let's go look at the data. But the iconic part of that race was immediately after they pull down pit road. Kyle Busch walks his happy little ass down pit
Oh,
road
is this that?
and punches him.
This is
And then
that gift.
everybody starts piling in.
This is
And I
that
remember
video.
watching that race live. I remember watching that race live.
You saw that
And I was
live.
just like, oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I wasn't there at the track, but yeah, I watched it on TV.
Well, okay. Well, I wasn't there at the track. I've never been to a NASCAR track, okay? I've driven past at least one NHRA drag strip, but that's besides the
True.
point.
You
Technically two,
also
but
saw Charlotte Motor Speedway, so
yes, I did see the outside of
yes.
Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I did see the outside of Texas Motorplex. So
Speaking of Charlotte,
race day,
um, where's
race day every day,
Hall of Fame?
Hall of
That's why
Fame.
I'm wearing this shirt because Kyle Busch is going to be in the Hall
Um,
of Fame.
you can see some
Anyway,
of my NASCARs, but most of them are over there. So
I brought
including
down
two
my.
little
Oh
Kyle
yeah.
Bushes.
Also, on the topic of Bristol dirt a little bit ago, this is the
You've got a
dirt
jar of
that
dirt.
Kyle Busch. I got a jar of dirt. This is the dirt that Kyle Busch won on. Anyway,
This is some of the pile of dirt. It's a jar
some
of dirt,
piles of dirt. It is a
and
jar of
Kyle
dirt
won on that dirt. Yep.
on that dirt. Well, technically not on the dirt because I was in the grandstands, but you know, it is what it is.
It's, it,
It's close, close enough.
The dirt particle's
Um,
cousins.
yeah,
It's not the winning dirt. It's the winning dirt particles.
yes,
Char dwelling
yes,
cousins.
exactly, exactly,
I watched too
exactly.
much Top Gear as a kid. Oh goodness, way too much Top Gear.
Anyway,
BBC,
no,
not
but
US one.
yes,
Important distinction.
exactly. Good Top
I
Gear, not
watched the
bad
good
Top.
one.
Anyway, um, Noah Kyle Busch had explained the reason why he went over there and punched Joey Logano. You don't know? Do you know this story?
No, I don't. We love
Okay.
fights. I want to hear
Yeah.
this. The sport was built on
So
fights.
his dad, Kyle's dad, I think it's Tom, right?
Yes, his name's Tom.
Tom. So he had mentioned to Kyle Busch a couple weeks before. I think it was like before the Daytona 500. He's like, "Man, I miss the good old days when like people would just fight each other on pit road after they like get in wrecks. Like we don't see any of that anymore. Like nobody just everyone's just being a sissy and they're not going and punching people. Like we
I
we
like
need more
fights.
punches." And then when Kyle Busch got wrecked and he got down pit road and got out of his car, that's all he could think about. He
All
was
I could
like,
think of is his dad being like, "I'm tired
"All
of this
right, well,
weenie crap," and he's like, "Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
put
it."
on a show."
Exactly. So he told nobody. He told nobody. He didn't tell his crew. He didn't tell his crew chief nothing. His spotter. He just walks over there and punches him.
Well, think about it. Two reasons he doesn't have to tell nobody. The
Yep.
closer he gets to Joey Logano, the more we're assuming this is about to be a fight, and Kevin Harvick is going to be sitting somewhere with some popcorn, enjoying this, because the sport was built on fights. All right, I like fights. You haven't noticed I've been quoting Kevin Harvick over here. I've just been worming that in. So, um, two, if he says something on the radio, he's gonna get a bigger fine than if he just punches Logano. Also, the NASCAR officials are going to grab him before he can go punch Logano. So, he might as well give them a real reason to fine him.
Yep.
Isn't that the one where he has blood on his forehead?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about that video is it's one yellow team versus another yellow team. And so it's very
So
hard
you
to
just
figure out who is who other than Kyle and Joey. I don't know who
yep.
belongs to who. I don't know who's JGR. I don't know who's Penske other than those two. The Marquis of Queensbury rules were definitely ignored on that occasion.
Oh.
They always are
Okay.
ignored, though.
Always.
I have to worm that reference in, too.
Always.
Always.
You have to
Always.
ignore him.
Quiet man. Oh, yeah, but, like, oh, I don't know if you've seen those after the laps. I found them. I think somebody got YouTube to take down one of the really old ones, but I have a playlist on my channel that I probably should link somewhere. That's a bunch of after the laps and radioactives, and so I have old radioactives staggered with the old after the laps. It's something they did with the playoff format guys until 2020 or 2019. I think the latest one I found. Sorry. I think the latest one I found was about 2018. They didn't do it. They didn't do it for 2020 and beyond, but I don't know if they did one in 2019. I have the 2017 one. I think the last one's 17 or 18. I don't know. But that gives us a lot of gems, like Kyle Larson explaining who taught his son Owen to say shit. That would be Tony Stewart. That story is so good.
Yep.
2016 is a really funny one where another Tony Stewart story. They're sitting there like, oh yeah, they were getting people gave Jeff Gordon crazy things like ponies and stuff for his retirement. So we gave you someone. He goes, you gave me someone, and they brought out they brought Tony Stewart's favorite driver and former boss, Super Tex AJ Foyt. And then that was awesome. That whole clip is really cool. So I have a playlist where all of those are there because I feel like not a lot of fans either know where to find the afterlaps or like me, we came in after, and there's some really funny comments. I don't know which one it is. It's one of the like early 2010s ones. I don't have all of them either. I only have a couple of them, but I could find on YouTube. But one of the early ones, Kurt and Kyle were joking around. It's like, oh, they can't always figure out which one's which, except for when it's a fine, and then they know KU or KY Bush. So when I was saying KU and KY earlier, that's what I was thinking of, is them just going, yeah, they can't figure out which one of us is which, and they always write the wrong name on stuff. Unless it's a fine. Then everybody knows which brother to find. So, I mean,
You'll,
they're both funny, but they're also both very salty on the radio. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss feisty
oh
Kyle
yeah,
on the radio saying crazy stuff.
feisty Kyle. I'm gonna miss
Okay,
feisty Kyle.
the Kyle Stenhouse fight was iconic.
I forgot about
My
that.
favorite. I didn't want to like bring that up after he's passed, but it's been a couple weeks and we're reminiscing on funny stuff. You brought up one fight, I'm bringing up another. The last pit road fight, Stenhouse sat there, got into civvy clothes, and he's just there waiting. Bro became a whole meme
Menacingly.
template because he waited for Kyle in the infield. He
He's
waited.
just standing
He never.
there menacingly.
So he's there. He's just my favorite bit though from that is Kyle just going, "I'm just as bad as you. I'm just as bad as you."
I
He's saying
love
with
that
both.
part. He's just like,
He's
I'm
like,
just as bad
they're
as you.
both
And
being
it's like,
held back. Stenhouse's dad being banned from the track for like a year after that. Stenhouse's dad can fight. Stenhouse Senior can fight. I'm
Stenhouse
proud.
learned from Simmer.
Honestly, the true winner of that fight is the fans and Stenhouse Senior because he fought so
And
well and he
Bob
got
Pop
kicked
and
off of
Bob
NASCAR
Pockers.
property. I don't Bob Progress. Poor Bob. First, it's
Poor
us
Bob.
bothering
I
him and
wonder if
going, Bob, does it have lights?
no,
Anytime we tweet
we're
about
going to
anything, he's like,
Twitter.
but does it have lights?
Bob.
Bob Poggers. And then that
That's
meme.
still that is still his profile picture.
I would keep that, especially after everything. That makes sense. I mean, it's an iconic Kyle Busch moment.
Um,
It's unforgettable. Actually, after he passed away, I told my great uncle, he's not a NASCAR fan, but he lives in North Carolina. Um, I told him like yesterday he was invincible. Today, Kyle is unforgettable, and that's one of the many unforgettable Kyle Busch moments. I love that he's being
mhm.
held back by like a bunch of RCR guys. He goes, "I'm just as dog shit as you. I'm just as bad as you." Like we were both running dog shit last together. Like it was just so like he may not have been winning very much at that point in his career in Cup at least, but Kyle was still Kyle and he was still feisty. Kyle was still gonna
Oh
fight.
yeah, he was a feisty little
Oh
guy. Also,
yeah, living up to his
complete
Las
side
Vegas
note.
roots. What
Bob
English?
Pockers' profile picture is from the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Busch fight,
Mm-hmm.
and his banner is from the, I believe it's like, I believe it was at Texas when like Kevin Harvick pushed pushed like Brad Keselowski over to Jeff Gordon, and they started a brawl. You can
That
just see
one
Bob Pockers in the corner, just like so. Both of his pictures
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter
Yeah,
are
X.
because of him being around fights.
So he's basically he's just his whole profile picture is like might be OSHA violations.
Yes.
No, but the hazards of being a NASCAR journalist. You might be right next to a fight. You may be caught
Yep.
unflatteringly too close to a fight.
You may be caught unflatteringly too close to a fight. I love it.
Am I wrong? We've been sitting here for this is going to be like an hour long podcast. Hello, we're recording.
This is
Hello, we're
this is a
recording.
podcast and
I
a
love
half.
you. My mom came by. Everybody say
Oh,
hi to my mom. She
hi,
might
Brooks mom.
she might watch this video. Best paint
W.
scheme. We ready to move to point
Oh
three?
yes,
We're nearly an
that's what
hour
I'm
in.
doing.
We're 48 minutes in, and we've only gotten to point three. This is us,
48. Do it for Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Um,
We love Jimmy.
that's what I've been doing on my phone is looking up Kabush paint schemes.
Already have mine.
One of my. All right, you go ahead. Go.
Oh, well, I was gonna say you go because
Oh, technically you went last time.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you can see it. The
Oh, it's the red, white, and blue.
USA. I always loved the USA M&Ms,
Mm-hmm.
but that scheme just hits different. It's so beautiful.
Which year is it?
Also, that was I think 2019. Either 2019 or 2020. Let me see.
I recognize that scheme, but that doesn't tell me much because
Not a clue.
I went from not knowing very
2021.
much about NASCAR at the very beginning of 2020 to like a total history buff. I had quite a few stats memorized by the end of the season.
2021.
2021. Okay, so I did see that one. I'm like, I don't know if
But
that's what I watched
also
on the telly.
another one,
Hmm.
the Skittles throwback.
Oh, that is kind of sick.
Mm-hmm. It's a throwback to I have no idea who that is.
Hmm.
But yeah, it is a throwback to an older Skittles car. But yeah, those are my two favorite.
Those are your two favorites. You have an eight.
Ooh, and number eight. Let me you give your 18 and I'll give my eight.
Okay.
I'll find my eight.
So of course the 18. Look, look. I'm an M&M's minis girl, for sure, or regular milk chocolate M&M's. This is my favorite actual M&M's. But that peanut M&M car, that peanut M&M car. I think peanut M&Ms are like chewing on rocks covered in chocolate. It's just why at this point, like, you just want to have some peanuts and feel like you're eating candy. Okay, like fair enough, but like that's not. No, no. That is my favorite scheme. I'm gonna do it. Hold on, I gotta go grab them.
Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna grab them. These are my two. I
Time
have
to
three pieces of Kyle Busch merch at this point in time. I'm not going to drag my most expensive thrift store purchase in my entire life out because it is a 2011, and it says it on the jacket, 2011 jacket for Kyle Busch's M&M peanut M&M scheme. The commemorative is the big jacket. It is a men's extra large. That thing is unwieldy. I live in Texas. It's hot. I don't feel like sweltering any more than I am. But in the year of our Lord 2020, I got these in my stocking. And two itty bitty little Bubba Wallace cars, 43s. So I have somewhere I have a picture of these two little cars in the package, the two Bubba cars in the little package, and Heat 5, which got some interesting reply tweets to, here's my NASCAR stuff from Christmas. And they're like, L. And I'm like, L ratio, I don't care. It's my first NASCAR game since 2004. You probably weren't alive that year. Sit down, stay humble. I didn't say that, but that's what I'm like. I didn't buy it.
like what I do.
Yeah, but this is my favorite scheme ever. Just any peanut M&M scheme. It's yellow. It just makes me think of my childhood
Beautiful.
watching NASCAR. Like that's
Beautiful.
that's that. I do love the Interstate Batteries car because of course it's history. I
Interstate
do
batteries is
have
good.
It's a Dale Jarrett. I'm staring at its booty right now. I don't know what scale it is, but I have a Dale Jarrett 18 Interstate battery car as well. I got it at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Yes, I bought a Kyle Busch jacket for $75 in the thrift store. Best and most expensive purchase in a thrift store. It's one of my bests. That treasure. Okay, that thrift store has been a treasure trove of NASCAR, but it also benefits local charities, so I don't feel bad. I feel way less bad spending $75 on a basically brand new Kyle Busch jacket, um, because I know the money's going to a very good cause. It's helping people, and I'm like, it's not Goodwill, so I don't feel bad at all. But yeah, I wore that jacket a lot. I wore that like all of 2022. Anytime it was cold, remotely cold. After I bought it in the middle of June in Texas, but it was just last year at JGR. So I was like, my favorite scheme, my favorite driver, one of my favorite years. Hello, like I'm gonna buy the jacket. So that's that. That's how I ended up with the jacket, and I wore it to like all of my cousins' football games slash dance things. A shout out to my little cousins. I was there in a gigantic. I think I saw one F1 shirt that entire time, but I was a total. You could find me. If you couldn't find me off of the bright yellow of the jacket, all you have to do is look. If you're looking at my back, all you see is this big red M&M, and then Kyle Busch,
And Eminem.
big ol' M&M, and then like Kyle Busch, and it's like That's my dweeb. My cousins were like, "Ah, yes, that's my short little dweeb nugget. That one right there. That one right there with the giant red M&M on it. That's my idiot." So, my favorite.
Yep.
I don't have one. I don't have an 8 car, but my favorite 8 car is probably the Lucas Oil scheme. It's just slick. It's
It's
also
beautiful.
bright with red and white, and of course some blue on it, mostly blue though. It just reminds me the most, as weird as it is to say, it reminds me the most of the peanut M&Ms. It reminds me the most of that, and it's just
This guy, right?
yes, I think. Hold on, let me open the actual Discord window. I've been looking at the OBS. I can't see, so I'm squinting. Dingledy dingledy. Is it the red and white and blue one?
Yep.
Yep, yeah. I just loved it because it was
Blue one
like
with liquid
a
red.
little red and white and a lot of blue, and it was just slick. It was very colorful too, and I loved that his
Mhm.
move. I think that was his. It was his first win too, which I listened to MRN anyway, but well, on MRN because cousin things. But um, it was his first win with RCR, and it just was like, I think that was win. I mean, we're only like three, five, five, including the duels races in. So 3 exhibition races and the second race into the season, if I remember correctly, 23. So we're like very early in the season. And he just pops off. He's like, "Oh, everyone was doubting me?" It was the second race. That's what I thought.
Win number two. It was the race number two.
Race number 2. That's what I thought. It was the final race at Auto Club. And it was just this whole big thing. And then Kyle's like, "Missed me? Did you miss me?
Y'all
I
missed
got me
me.
a checkered flag."
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the gif I've been using quite a bit is his win in that car at Auto Club is one of my favorite gifs of the bow.
Hmm.
But it's hard to pick a favorite bow gif. It's just a good time. I will say it's that one in
Hmm.
the zombie. Of course, the zombie Skittles car is one of my
Zombie
favorite
Skittle.
non M&Ms. Of course,
Iconic.
it's hard to pick a non M&M scheme or non candy scheme for Kyle
It is.
in the 18 era because there's basically
Does
none
hmm
for every.
does this count as a candy? The Slurpee car at Chicago?
It's not M&M's. It's not Mars.
That's my favorite. Number 8 because I saw that one in
Really?
person too.
Wait,
It
I
was
gotta see it.
so sick.
I don't remember this.
I'll see if I can.
I can't see. Oh,
It's
that
really
thing is
blurry.
sick.
Hmm.
Wait, what year was that?
That was last year at Chicago.
That explains why I don't
Hmm.
remember it, because I don't really remember last year's Chicago. I watched it, I just don't really remember it
Yeah.
for some reason. We're at
All you
almost an
remember
hour.
is
Holy
me
crap.
screaming about Cody Ware.
Because, oh,
Yep.
yeah! Okay, so he actually went to the race and we were on the phone, so I was watching the broadcast on mute and listening to him. Or I think it was low and mute, it depended. And
Yeah.
so that's why I don't really remember a lot of what was going on because I was just listening to him yap with his buddy and his brother and his sister in law. It was really funny. But then he just kept
And
screaming
Cody
about
Ware
Cody Ware.
crashes, and it sounds like a damn explosion. And I see a large puff of cloud, and I'm just like,
Yep.
I just start screaming.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh my gosh,
I think
what
he's in a
the
dangerous situation and he's just standing there like a stop sign. And I'm like,
heck? Oh, it
what in
was.
the crap is happening? I'm looking at the broadcast, I'm looking at him, I'm like, brother, stop yelling the same thing for the 20th time. I need some facts here, my guy. You would make a
Yeah.
horrible on-site reporter. I'm just saying.
I would make a horrible broadcaster, dude.
No, the Isaiah Carey clip. The Isaiah Carey clip. If
Dude, I swear, I swear.
you don't know
You
what a.
know that one clip
Mm,
of, I think it was 2023. Yeah, it was 2023 because Stenhouse won the Daytona 500, where they wreck
oh
on the
yeah,
last lap and Clint Boyers is like, oh, they wreck. And
that
it's
was
like, it's the last lap of the Daytona 500 and they wreck, and that's your call.
that was the
I'd be over here like, oh my goodness, they wrecked, everybody's involved.
slide job.
I would be Dale Jr. I
Oh
would be
yeah,
Dale
I'd be
Jr.
yelling. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they killed it. They don't died. I don't know.
You know, oh my gosh, that car is killed.
Reasons why I can't be a broadcaster is I'd say something stupid pretty much every race. Uh,
He's
oh
flipping!
no.
Look at it go!
I'd probably would have been like, was that worth it, number 8? Or whichever car. Like, like 13 car, was it worth it? You just killed the 97, bro. You just obliterated both of your days. Was it worth it? Was that
Yep.
worth it? I'd be asking them like, bro,
Not
was
worth
that worth it?
it. Bro, you'd be asking Carson knows about that a lot.
Carson. Carson, is it worth it?
It's like Carson, listen, buddy,
Fellow Gen
listen.
Zer here. Is it worth it? Is it worth it,
Listen,
Carson?
buddy.
I love Carson Ozavar, don't get me wrong. Um,
Oh yeah. Carson's awesome.
he's iconic. Um, yeah.
Next question, I guess.
Next question. How did the paint scheme? I thought the paint scheme was going to be the longest segment, but it was like the
Dude,
first one. We got to like 20 minutes on the first question. What the heck?
yo.
Yeah.
Most impressive
Most
stat.
impressive stat. You should go first because I'm really curious.
Ooh.
And I don't want to steal yours. But also, I've
Hmm.
been a fan of Kyle Busch since 2008. So, like, anything, a lot of his stats are very impressive to me because I'm like, wow, that's my guy. Look at him. He's in the history books. It's my guy. That's my guy. you know?
I think you have to go. I was trying to go like obscure, like, oh, what's a weird fun one? Ah, no, I think I just got to go with the Bristol sweep. He did it twice.
Mm. Yeah, the sweep.
Never been done.
I mean, it's hard to
That
pick.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to pick. There's another one that I have, and I remember when this happened. It was 2019, I believe,
Mm.
or no, it was 2021. It was 2019 or 2021. No, it was 2019 because it was the last All Star race at Charlotte.
Oh, I missed that.
Kyle Busch. No,
Mm.
it was 2018. It was 2018 because they
Isn't that
started
the
adding new tracks
isn't that the Kenseth
after
Logano
2018.
year?
No, that was 2015.
The year where Hamlin made the shirt that said "Free Matt."
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, we're talking about the
Yep.
same thing, right? we're
Yeah.
talking about the same
Yeah,
Logano
but,
incident, right?
Kyle Busch ended up winning at every single track on the schedule.
I had a feeling that was going to be your stop.
Every single track that was on the schedule, he had at least one win at, which is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then they added a bunch of new tracks after that and just completely destroyed it. I remember in an interview, Kyle Busch was asked, like, do you like the new tracks and stuff? And he's like, well, considering at 2018 I had wins at every single track, and now we have a bunch of new tracks that I can't win at, so no.
He's
If
like,
I can win
no.
at them, yes, I love
No,
it, but
NASCAR.
I can't win at them, so no.
Mixed review for me, NASCAR. It's a 3. It's a 2.5 for me.
2.5. Yep.
I like the challenge, but could you make it less challenging so I can win? Could
Real.
you throw me a bone here?
Ooh, no, I do have one. I do have one for this.
Mm,
Another one, a third
another
one.
one. There's
Not
so
really,
many Kyle
it's
Busch
not really a
stats.
stat. It's not really a stat,
Mm.
but it's a fact. Think of the three most legendary teams in NASCAR. Who do you think of? You think of Joe Gibbs, think of Hendrick, you think of Richard Childress Racing.
I was gonna say
He has
Penske
driven
too,
for
but
all freaking three of them.
yeah. Out of the like
That's
4
insane.
most
And he's
iconic
won
teams,
for every
he's
single one.
raced and won for. Because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, if Penske wasn't on the map of iconic teams in NASCAR before winning 3 titles in a row with 2 different drivers, I'm pretty sure they're on the map now. And I'm just saying
Yeah.
Penske did a lot more before that point. Maybe not. You could argue not as much in NASCAR, and that could be a fair point. They have 5 titles. 5?
Yeah.
5 Cup Series titles now, including 3 with Logano. So, and that's only Cup Series. We're not talking about Xfinity. Because there should be 2 for Austin Cindric, and that is a hill I will die on. Okay, I'm an Austin Cindric fan. I will hear nothing. But,
Real.
Penske's, I mean, the 4 iconic teams. The 4 still running as they always were, iconic teams. And Kyle not only ran 4, but won for 3 of them. That's just insane.
Yep.
And hey,
It's
there was
crazy.
another Busch that raced for Penske, so the 2 brothers from Las Vegas have at least at one point in their career raced for all of those teams. So, and I mean to have such a to be 41 years old. Now there was a stat going around that at 40 the Cup guys drop off. Like it just was a now in
Yeah.
these last few generations where they've been racing in the Cup Series since late teens, early 20s, 40 was when there was a noticeable competitive drop off. They lost the edge. So he was 2 years into that question of is Kyle just done winning? Has Father Time finally caught KFB? I mean, it hasn't caught Denny yet, but like when is the resurgence of Rowdy gonna happen? To tragically pass away from medical issues, honestly, there's so many what ifs of what he would have done, and you got to look at what he did do. He did a lot. You really should have wrote most impressive stats because there's a lot.
There's so many.
Like
There's
you
so many
start
I'm
talking
leaving
about it, it's
out.
the sweeps. It's the most
Hmm.
wins all time in all three Cup Series. It is the most wins by I don't know how many, by 50, 52.
Yeah,
Most wins in Xfinity or O'Reilly or Busch or
something like that.
Nationwide, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to name it.
Yeah.
He's got the most wins in it. Okay, the Saturday series, so we have no arguments. Oh, but sometimes they run on a Friday, mostly Saturday. Okay, again, whatever you want to call it. It would be Nationwide, then Xfinity. Then did he race when it was
I think
Busch?
so. I think so. Let me see.
Questions we have to ask. Either way, he has 102 wins, and I believe he has the most. The reason why you wanted to stop at 100 is one, it's a nice round number. Two, it's very hard to get to. And three, he would have twice as many wins as second place. And then he won two more because he's Kyle Busch. um,
Hmm.
Including the sweeps. He is the driver who was the closest to winning a title in all three National Touring Series, having two Cup Series titles in 2015 and 2019, and the 2009 Nationwide title. Was it Nationwide in '09? I could barely write in cursive that year, okay? I don't know. I was like 10. And we didn't watch Saturday. If we had been
Yep.
watching the Saturday series,
2009.
2009. Well, was it?
Hmm.
I know it was 2009. Was it Nationwide back then? That was my question. Who was the title sponsor? It's changed a lot. Okay,
Let me look that up.
I was born in 1999. In my lifetime, that series has changed names, I think, like four times. Because it was Bush when we were babies. And we were little kids when it went to Nationwide. And we were like in middle school when it went from Nationwide to Xfinity. Something like that. Middle school or high school. I don't know. Teenagers, somewhere in that weird bubble. I might have been a teenager. You might not have been yet. Because it might have been 2012. I don't know. Some crap like that. And then it was Xfinity for a while. And then now it's O'Reilly. I mean, it's changed names. It changed names again after Kyle won in it because it just couldn't handle the fact that none of its regular competitors could ever come close to being the most winningest driver in that series. That's my story. I'm kidding. It's because Xfinity would change their mind, but whatever. I mean, there's so many stats. It's hard to that's hard to figure it out. We're over an hour talking about Kyle Busch, and there's so much more we could talk about. I feel like that says a lot about Kyle, as it's so
Yep.
hard to pick a stat. It's we're just looking at a treasure trove of just badassery, you know? Like it's it's definitely difficult to figure out what what stat to point out, what stats we're leaving out. It's like you
Yeah.
really get a sense of
You can't pick.
how yeah, like how amazing he is at what he did. You're just are you on racing reference right now?
I am on Wikipedia trying to figure out
Wikipedia number one.
where they say what series it was, but it. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, so it was Xfinity series from 15 to 25,
Oh, okay, we were in high school.
Nationwide series from 08 to 14.
Wait to 14. Okay.
Weird. Oh no. Okay, so um. Okay, that's why it's mostly referred to the Busch series. It was
Who's
the
with Bush for the longest
Busch
time?
series. It was they just kept removing things from it.
Oh, they kept shortening the name from like
Yep. So
what
it
80
originally
something.
started as the Budweiser late model sportsman series in the 80s.
Ah, I had a
And it
feeling it
went
started in the
to
80s. Spidey
mhm.
senses.
And then it went to the Busch Grand National series from 84 to 94. Then
It
went
was the
from the
Bush
Busch
Grand
Series
National
Grand
Series.
National division.
It was the Bush what?
It was the Busch Series Grand National division from 95 to 03. And then it was just the Busch Series from 04 to 07.
95 to 03. 93 or 95 to 03?
95 to 03.
Because I'm not looking at this right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, so 03. Dude, we were literally toddlers when it shifted names, but it stayed the same
Yeah.
sponsor.
Yeah.
And then 07 was when it dropped to nationwide.
08 was when it
Oh,
was
wait.
nationwide.
Oh,
Yep.
07 was the last Bush year. 08 was
Hmm.
nationwide first year.
Yep.
Okay, so he'd been racing in it from. He raced in under like four different names. Three different title sponsors, four different names. So I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure he was racing in it before 03.
No, I think 03 was his rookie season. Was
Okay,
his
well,
first.
he
Yep.
raced it in
03 was
03
his
when it was
first
called
start.
that. It close
Hmm.
enough.
Oh yeah, no, yep, you're correct. Yep. So Busch Grand National Series, Busch Series, Nationwide Series, Xfinity Series, and then O'Reilly's Auto Parts Series.
Yeah, he did not race in
Would race
O'Reilly's.
it.
So that's four.
Yep.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
I mean, look at all the wins he had in Cup Series.
Hmm.
Honestly, he probably would have been a champion
63.
way earlier in his career than 2015 had it not been for the insane run that was the Knaus and Johnson 48 team. That was just some
Hmm.
generational chaos. I mean,
All right, we're back.
yep. Yeah, we're back. So we had to
Te-
edit this because technical difficulties.
Technical
My computer, my
difficulties.
old computer
Woo!
I'm using, it's just like disk space, you have none.
You have
So
no disc. Disc.
you have no disk space. But we got to point 4 of 5 before that. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
proud of us.
Same.
And I'm also proud of me for not having too much crap on my computer. So woo.
Woo. Anyway,
So,
I've explained my favorite
right.
stat. What is your favorite stat? If you had to pick one.
I was gonna say we never got to mine because I
Yeah.
kind of was just going on a whole like it's really hard to pick. I think it could be over 60 wins in all three national touring series, with his 69th win coming the Friday before his passing in the Truck Series, Dover. And of course, 102 victories in the Saturday Series under whatever banner he raced in. He won a lot. And of course, in the Cup Series, he has not only the two titles, but of course, he has a nationwide title in 2009, but he has the 2015 and 2019 Cup Series titles. And he also has 63 wins, which is tied ninth all time as of Sunday. He is tied with his longtime teammate, Denny Hamlin, 15 years as his teammate of Denny Hamlin from 2008 when Kyle joined in the 18 car in the flagship JGR car. Um, until 2022 when the whole Mars deal happened. Well, Mars deal didn't happen. That's really what happened there.
For
Um,
real.
and yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to pick. Um, it was cool that he raced against his son a couple times. That was really neat. That's
That
just
was
a really
awesome.
neat thing.
That's so
Um,
cool.
I mean, we still talk about Dale Jr.'s first win, not just because it was his first win, but because of the no one really talks about that 2000 Texas race. What we talk about is Dale Jr. being in victory lane, and I don't know what reporter it was. He tries to get his microphone and talk to Dale Jr. as he's climbing out of the car, and you watch Senior come up and be like, "No, my son, I'm talking to him first. My son, my driver, I talk to him first, and then you goobers can talk to him. My turn." I loved that. You think of all the drivers who have retired or are still racing in Cup Series, and you think they're kids who are racing, like Owen Larson and even Aubrey Larson, Kyle Larson's two children. You've got, of course, Brexton and possibly Lennox. You've got Kevin Harvick's children. I think Piper still races. I know that Keelan does. You think of all these moments of like who's going to be the next Dale Jr., Dale Sr. moment like that. Who's going to be the next nail in. The headache is showing up. Ned and Dale Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Dale Jarrett fan retrospectively because he won either the title or the 500 the year I was born. I think it's the title of 99.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just cool. It's hard not to like DJ. Okay? It's funny because you put DJ in our Discord text we talked about what we're going to do. He puts DJ for Junior. You really should just put Junior.
That's true. Yeah, I should have. I should have thought about that because
DJ is
when I was at the Indy 500, I actually got a selfie with DJ, and
Dale Jarrett.
yep, Dale Jarrett, and everyone's like, dude, DJ's coming, everyone watch out, get out of the way, DJ's coming. I'm like, who the hell is Dale Jr.? I'm like Dale
DJ
Jr. I thought he was at Charlotte. I'm like, okay,
He was not.
and then here comes this older gentleman, and I'm like, who is that? And I'm like, I hear someone say, Dale Jarrett. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Dale Jarrett. I'm like, oh, I know that name.
He's like so chill, bro.
Oh, he was awesome.
He's a guy being a dude. That's something I like about him. He kind of reminds me of the Labanis, who are also fellow Texans of mine. They're just chill.
They are chill. Very
Oh my gosh,
chill guys.
This is a whole unrelated to unrelated to Kyle,
tangent.
but just iconic. When they would talk to the drivers on the radio, Terry wouldn't say anything back. All he did was open and close his mic because it made a click noise. He was not going to say like one word or like copy or yup or 10-4. No, he was like, I know the button clicks, and so part of why they called him the Iceman. It was funny because he's from coastal Texas. Corpus Christi's on the coast of Texas. I mean, that's very far from ice. The only ice we have is ice cubes. Okay, that far down in Texas, all we got is ice cubes, or maybe ice on the road every like. Apparently, it's been happening a couple times now. I don't know about all that. But it's like, of course, the Texan is called Iceman because he's just ice cold, chill. Like he's
chill.
like, I'm not wasting your time or mine.
He's just a chill guy.
Kyle. It just reminds me of Kyle's radio. Kyle's just there. One of my favorite Kyle Busch audio clips is the that was some Dukes of Hazzard shit right there. It was at Sonoma. He did something. He like saved it. It was really cool. He's like, did y'all see that? That was some Dukes of Hazzard shit right there. Like, to the point of how like wheelman-y it was. It was pretty funny. I'm like, that's a soundbite, of course. That's also in the old radioactives from like 2009 to 2012, where on part one of these, I think it's still up. I don't know, but it was NASCAR Extra on that podcast or the playlist I have. I have a lot of NASCAR Extra because that's the person who does a lot of the radioactive compilations, and they're really good. But somebody commented that Kurt Busch is an explicit version of Lightning McQueen, and I've never heard a more apropos explanation of the 2004 Cup Series champion. The way he went from like, he literally had an attitude progression like Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
And then there's Kyle, who's just like, you hate me because you hate my brother. Admit it. Admit it. That's the only reason why you're booing me right now. I didn't do nothing. And he's just like, apparently he was kind of offended by that. I mean, I would be too.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm like a young man and somebody's just booing me for no reason. He's like, what'd I do? And then he just went, you know what? They hate me because Kurt's kind of feisty. I'm going to just roll with it. I'm going to be feisty. If they're going to boo me, I'll give them a reason.
Real.
And he just went with it. Kyle was definitely... It's kind of like a lot of other drivers. You start to think, especially like when someone's retiring, when you think of Kevin Harvick, you think, oh yeah, the press conference at Rockingham in 01. You think all these different moments, Atlanta 2001. You think of all these different things, the 2014 Cup Series championship at Stuart Haas. Took me a second to remember, rest in peace, Stuart Haas. But
Real.
As it rounded out, we started to think of things that he said in the media, things he did in outside of, partially because of, but also outside of being a race car driver. We started to think of all of what Kevin did. And we're starting to do that with Kyle, except Kyle's not there in the center of it, contributing his thoughts on these things, putting out retirement videos or whatever. We lost somebody in the prime of his life. You know, it's just weird because you pick one impressive stat about Kyle and you're, like we did just a bit ago, you're bouncing between like 5 of them. As you said, the sweep. What else did he do? I mean, one of the teammates in the longest running teammate pairing in NASCAR, period. In 70, I've got to do the math, 78 years of the sport, nearly 80 years. And nobody's been teammates with each other longer than 15 years. And honestly, if Mars could have kept it together with the sponsorship or some other sponsors could have stepped in, we would have had 18 years. This year would have been 18 years of them being teammates. It would have ended in one of their retirements. Like, it felt like it was going to end in one of their retirements. Honestly, it was like, who's going to retire first? Who's going to break the streak? Denny or Kyle by retiring? Are they going to retire together? Like,
Real.
You know, it's
another a funny stat to end on for this question.
Yeah.
I like how Kyle Busch had a feud with Dale Jr. Dale Jr. took over his ride at Hendrick while driving the 8. Kyle Busch ended up driving the number 8.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of funny how like he lost his first ride because of the guy driving the 8.
Oh, lost his first drive to the guy who was driving the 8.
To the guy who was driving the 8 at the time.
It would have been the 8
and then ended up driving the 8.
It would have gone from the 5 to the 8 car, actually.
That's true.
But somebody wouldn't allow that.
Somebody,
and so
yes,
it became the
a
88.
certain somebody wouldn't allow it. Yep.
That's also part of why I love Dale Jarrett so much. I have a couple of, I have 2 Dale Jarrett cars. I think I can. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Found it.
Okay, I have some NASCAR ornaments. This is. I can't reach them. My yarn's in the way. Hold on.
Yarn
I thought this would be
moment.
quicker. I have a couple of years ago, my mom got me some NASCAR ornaments that she saw in a thrift store, like this 2002 UPS Dale Jarrett car. Which is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. What else is in here? There's Kevin Harvick. Look, there's Kevin. We were talking about Kevin. I'm pretty sure this is Tony Stewart. Yes, it is. I saw the orange and I went, isn't that Tony Stewart?
Townie.
Mr. Helmet Thrower himself.
Which is funny because he collects helmets now.
I think he was collecting helmets when he threw them. It's supposed to be Dale Jr.'s pit crew, but it's actually Rusty Wallace's. So somewhere there's a Rusty Wallace box with a Dale Jr. pit crew. Of course, these were secondhand. So my mom found them and then gave them to me for Christmas and then saw that they were wrong. And I was like, that's even funnier because it's 2 drivers I like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have NASCAR ornaments. That's not the weirdest NASCAR memorabilia I have. That is not the weirdest. I have a couple of shot glasses and something that a certain person named Mark Martin definitely hates. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Corey knows what this is. But I also have that same Dale Jarrett car as an actual die-cast. Yeah, so it was the exact same scheme as is on that 2002 ornament I have as a car. So, I mean, the whole 88 era actually led me to retrospectively have a lot of respect for a driver who retired when I was, I don't know, knee-high to a grasshopper? I don't know when Dale Jarrett retired. I don't remember. Again, knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if I was old enough to read. All right? Been a hot minute. And he's still around in the sport. We love Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett. He is cool.
That was cool that he doing the win for Kyle, his real good friend, and of course for Ned Jarrett. as fellow 11 car star. So the
Yep.
original, as he said, the original badass in the 11.
Mhm.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
It's hard to pick a favorite stat about Kyle. The 234 wins, and
Mhm.
honestly, he was adding to it.
Mhm.
He wasn't gonna leave the Cup Series without fighting for at least one more win. He was gonna push himself as far up that top 10 tree as he could.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to, he may not have got to Richard Petty, but he was trying to get as close to Richard as he could.
Yep.
If he could have tied with Kale's second, right, at 102,
105.
105. Okay, I knew
Uh-huh.
it was barely over 100. Sorry. 95 races back from top spot in Richard Petty. If he could have pushed himself to like 105, or like, who's third? Who has third with how many wins? Is it the 90s?
94, that is Jeff Gordon.
I had a feeling it was Jeff Gordon in the 90s. What?
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
No, but you know what's crazy about that? What year was Jeff Gordon's first year? Was it 92 or 94? Can't remember.
With
His
what?
first race. Jeff Gordon's first race. Was it 92 or 94? I don't remember.
92. It was 1992. His first ever NASCAR star was 1992 at the Hooters 400.
That's right, because it was Atlanta 92, and it was the race. It was the King's last race.
Mhm.
Was Jeff Gordon's first.
Yep.
Kind of insane.
Let's see.
Um,
It goes.
Because then fourth is
Fourth is Bobby Allison with
Petty.
85.
Bobby. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Who's fifth?
Fifth is Daryl Waltrip with 84. Sixth
So it's 85 and 84
Mm-hmm.
wins. Okay.
Sixth is Cale Yarborough, tied with Jimmy, 83. Didn't he get an
Wait.
extra win?
I thought Yarborough was second.
Yarborough, no. David Pearson is second. Yarborough.
Pearson was second.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry, Kale.
Yep. And then
Oh,
Dale
my-
Earnhardt. And then Kyle Busch and Denny tied at 9th. And then Kevin Harvick.
Okay, so sixth. Is it a tie at sixth? Because there's two ties in the top 10, right?
It's a tie at 6th and a
This is why I
tie at
asked.
9th. So technically.
Because sixth is Yarborough and Johnson.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Denny and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then between them is Dale Earnhardt, the man, in eighth.
Mm-hmm.
So who's 11th?
Kevin Harvick.
That's right.
60.
That's right.
Then it goes Rusty Wallace. Then Lee Petty,
You know,
Ned Jarrett, Junior Johnson, Tony Stewart, blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to be honest
The
with you. I have a
next-
headache, so without seeing the table, I'm losing what names you're saying. I heard Tony Stewart. I knew Tony Stewart was in the top 15.
Yep.
We love smoke.
Nope.
One
Technically,
of my
it's the
favorite
top
random
16.
pictures of Tony Stewart is him just standing there next to a no smoking. This is a no smoking facility, at like a hospital or something. He goes, "What?" He's like,
It's like, what? Why?
"You're banning me?" It was
Mhm.
like really funny. A lot of those guys are funny. That's why I watch the After the Laps, because there's some funny stuff. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, the amount of hell they gave Tony Stewart and Denny Hamlin for not being married in 2011. It was 2011 or like 2012 or something. It's so funny. I think it was 2012, because Tony Stewart was further down the line. He wasn't the champion. He was like, I forget how old he was that year. He goes, "You've been single for however many years. I'm a rare breed. Why stop now?" And then he got
Real.
married in 2020. So
So,
he waited for the right person. Good job, Tony Stewart. Anyway, back to Kyle.
yeah.
Tony has him in. Wait, hold on. Was it Tony? Did Tony, Carl, Denny, and Kyle all race together at JGR at one point?
It was Carl. I don't know if Tony raced with.
I think they just missed each other.
I think Carl Edwards
did.
just missed.
Carl was still at Roush.
Yeah. Carl
In 2011.
Edwards. Yeah.
Because it was a 99 versus the 14, and the 14 won it on tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And he was already the 14. Obviously, Stewart was in the 14 and
Yeah.
the 20, so he was already at Stewart Haas.
Yep.
The Stewart of Stewart Haas had joined the Villa,
Real. So
whatever the phrase is. for Love Island.
random trivia question, and then we'll go to our last question.
Okay.
Do you know the champion with the fewest amount of wins in NASCAR?
Brad Keselowski.
No,
Close?
not even close. Remember, there's Alan Kulwicki with only 5 wins on his career.
Rest in peace, Alan Kulwicki.
I know, right? Rest in peace, Alan
No, I
Kulwicki.
don't.
But it is Bill Rexford with 1 singular win on his career, and he is a NASCAR champion.
This is 1950.
Yo, I thought it was going to be Red Byron with 2 wins, and I scrolled even further and saw Bill Rexford with a champion and 1 win. So, I found that fascinating.
And they call you washed if you have 1 win now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's Ryan Blaney, which is the current driver with the fewest wins in a champion. 18 wins.
18
And the
wins.
next
I
is-
thought you were talking about at the time of championship, or like fewest wins to get them a championship. I have a
Yeah.
headache, so I did not know where.
I also
the
did not
web-
explain that
all-time
well,
wins or
so
what?
that's my bad.
I wanted to know though. Gosh
Yeah.
dang it! The only
You know.
reason why I stayed in public school is because people wanted the answers. I'm a history buff. I knew things off the top of my head. Okay, I had back surgery as a teenager. My classmates literally did not miss me other than for the answers in my 10th grade world
Damn.
history class. That was funny because I was like, one of my teachers who was my homebound teacher was my world history teacher. So she's like, Brooke, they miss you. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. She's like, they missed the answers. I'm like, that sounds like
It's like
that sounds like my second
that's
period
it.
class. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yup.
They only miss me at 9 in the morning because I'm not there to know everything for them. So I'm a stats junkie, okay?
Damn.
This is my thing. I look, as a little kid in elementary school, I became a stats junkie history nerd because I couldn't run fast enough to be popular off of that. I wasn't interesting enough to be popular. My thing was knowing the answers in class, okay? That was my thing. Got me a couple of enemies, but it's made me more friends.
Yup. Anyway,
So I come to NASCAR, I'm like, I must know all the stats. I must know. I thought we were sticking to the Kyle thing too, so I was gonna be really disappointed if I didn't know. I was gonna be really disappointed. Again, I've been a fan of him since before I could write in cursive. Knee high to a grasshopper. That's the year I started being shorter than everybody. I mean, that's how long ago that was. I was little. I didn't even need glasses back then. I was little.
oh,
3rd grade. No, but okay, the way that none of my Webkins, I started my Webkins account like right before that, a couple months before, the way that none of them are named Kyle. I was slacking. 3rd grade me was slacking.
slacking.
Most of them are girls though.
Yeah.
So
All right. Last one. Best quote.
but there's a line named Kermit, so we're not questioning childhood me. We're not questioning it. This is random story hour because we're
Oh
bored.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The last one.
Last
I
one.
forgot
Best
what this is
quote.
'cause you wrote it because I was running around like a chick with my head cut off. Best quote.
Best quote.
Oh no. Oh no, because I have to tell another childhood story.
You want to go first, or do you want me to?
I think you should, because mine might be stupid. If people
Well-
click off my video from my random story from the 2nd grade, no, it was like the 3rd grade. Then they got
This is
further with the video.
also. Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm seeing this. I'm seeing my room get darker and darker, and it's making me more tired.
Because it's 8:30 at night. Where you're
Yes.
at. It's 7:30 where I'm at. Getting the right side. Getting the right time zone, sir.
This is also one of my favorite moments of Kyle Busch. Was the
Mhm.
2018 Chicagoland race, where slide job, the momentum, almost.
Sorry.
And I almost went to that race. I unfortunately did not get tickets to go to that race, which was so sad, very sad. But I'm glad I didn't because I got to witness the slide job. I got to witness all that. And
2018?
Kyle Busch, yep,
That's right.
Kyle Busch
Couldn't remember.
going, if you don't like it, don't even watch.
Yes, I love that clip so much. If you
And
don't
then
like
the
that kind of racing,
crying.
don't even watch.
And then the
And
crying.
fake crying. I love the crying. He did that
That
a couple
was
times. There's
that
quite a few
was
different
peak
fire suits of that.
peak Kyle Busch
Hi,
right there.
video. That quote, I literally, my aunt told me I was cheating playing cards, at Memorial Day this year, and so, I actually had I called them my motion cards. I took these over to my aunt's house and I had them on the table with me, so they're my good luck charms. But I was playing 5 crowns with my mom and my aunt, and she's complaining, saying I was freaking cheating, and I said, if you don't like that kind of card playing, don't even watch. I was like, I gotta KFB it up. Don't even watch.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was strategically placed at that table so I could watch the race too. And we were like fighting. We were like between like rounds. We like literally would pause playing it just so I could turn the race on my phone and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
That was difficult. That was fun. That was, of course, this year's Coke 600. So that was like,
Yeah, that was rough.
wow.
That was rough.
That was
a rough weekend.
a lot of feelings. That was interesting. The reason why we didn't do this at the time was I was actually packing to visit one of my cousins. I have a bunch of them. Another one of them graduated from school. And so, really awesome. I'm literally thinking about what I'm packing. And I got the text from my great uncle who's like, hey, I don't know if you saw this. And I thought I saw Kyle and I clicked on the video without reading the name of the video because I knew he was sick. I had been expecting he'd be out for a couple weeks and he'd bounce back because he's Kyle Busch, you know? And so I had found out he passed away the night before we went up there. So there was no time for several days. And then it just kind of became this. But, like, I remember I wore this shirt for his graduation party and I had a yellow statement necklace from the 2000s and a yellow sparkly bracelet on. And yes, I'm wearing this and I wore this a couple times to different things I've gone to recently because it's sparkly. And I've been wearing little sparkles to, like, remind myself to pray for the Bush family because, you know, got it. Especially the yellow and sparkly, I was like, yellow to remember to pray for the Bush family, and the sparkles is because, you know, Samantha and Lennox want the sparkle. Like, we got to add some sparkle to it for sure.
Oh yeah.
I was like, gotta remember to pray for all of them. So, it was just like, it felt like, what the heck? Like, I thought I was going to get to. I remember when I started watching NASCAR, I'm like, oh man, I miss seeing my very first driver ever race in person because he retired before I started watching again and all that. I'm like, yeah, but I'll get to see Kyle run. One day I'll get to go to the track and actually see Kyle. Maybe I'll get to meet him. And no.
Yep.
It's just weird because it's like he was 41.
He was too young.
But I mean, he said a lot of. I don't know if
He said a lot of crazy
it's hard to pick
stuff.
a favorite Kyle quote. Oh
There's
yeah,
so many of them.
I don't know what my favorite Kyle quote is. Like, just at the racetrack, just in media obligations. Like, even you narrow it down to just media appearances, including, like, as long as he's out of the car but still in the fire suit at track, it's media obligations, right? It's so hard to pick one. Like, don't even watch. But there's also in one of my college classes, I looked and I'm like, it's before the drop period. I didn't have to drop the class though, but I was like, you know what? If the professor really thinks I'm awful for this, I can just drop the class quietly. It's fine. And just re-enroll in this one with a different professor. But she loved it. She was cool. One of our, like, icebreaker questions was, you know, why you took the class. So I said, in the wise words of Kyle Busch. No, I said, as Kyle Busch once said, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Because I had to take it for a gen ed requirement. And then I softened it with being like, oh, you know, I'm really interested to learn stuff. Because it was like, why are you here? What are you most interested to learn? And so I softened it. But I was like, I'm a NASCAR fan. She's going to find out at some point. I might as well.
Yep.
I might as well.
Just here so I don't get
My mom
fined.
came into my room when she was watching my other favorite one. My mom came to my room watching old radioactives, like Best of Kyle Busch radioactives. And she's like, I had to come in here and say, this is so my daughter's favorite driver. Because the time that he did the double birds, he also said that, because NASCAR fined him for that too. He was like, they're, you know, this is our freedom of speech. They're infringing our First Amendment rights. Well, as a kid, in about the second or probably third grade, at daycare, we were all lining up to go to the park. And so where we were, we could make noise and talk as long as we stayed in the line, right? So I'm just clicking. minding my own business. And these two little snooty handful of words I ain't gonna say, because YouTube's not gonna like it. Rude little rats. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Turn around, and they're all snooty and better than you, right? And they're just like, Brooke, you need to stop clicking. You're annoying me. And so I looked at him and I said, it's my free American right to do so, and went back to clicking. And my posse of like, there was a bunch of boys that actually were nice to me. They were my actual friends at daycare. They had been clicking. They got quiet. So when I said that and stood up for it, they were like, oh, heck yeah. And we all went back to clicking and we were having a great time. The teacher came over and didn't say crap to me. So I didn't get fined. Kyle might have, but I didn't
Kyle
get
might
fined
have,
for
but
it.
you didn't get fined.
Kyle got fined by NASCAR for what he said, but I didn't get fined.
He
by
got sent to the trailer. You did not get sent to the principal's
My
office.
mom still found it funny. I said stuff like I would pop off with stuff like that every once in a while. I would get pissed off enough and go full on KFB on somebody. I did that in the 6th grade too. Well, okay. To be fair, I wasn't wrong, and I didn't get in trouble that time either, because this poor guy, he was some sort of admin or something, and he's like trying to be nice to a little 6th grader. He's just like, oh, some sort of like chipper crap about getting along in middle school or whatever. And I'm like, no. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, no, I don't have anywhere to sit at lunch. Y'all are supposed to teach us math. How do you not know you don't have enough tables out for all of us to sit at? We weren't allowed to sit anywhere that wasn't a table. And so I'm wandering around with people literally sitting on 2 seats, so I couldn't sit there. And so I couldn't eat. And so I lost it on the admin guy. It didn't change anything, but I did lose it on the admin guy. I had a justifiable crash out in 2010, and I still didn't get fined. I don't know. There's a lot of good Kyle quotes, but yeah, one of my favorites has to be that.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. He was so sassy. Like, he would just... Another one of my favorite media moments, and he said it's because he cheated up to ask 2 questions and he only asked him 1, and then he just turned and was talking to the media stuff like he wasn't supposed to be there. I used that GIF today.
Yeah, just the...
He's like, okay, whatever, bud. Whatever. That one, it's so funny, but he was like, this dude said he was going to ask me 2 questions. I'm standing there waiting for the other one, and he just blows me off.
Yep.
Like, what?
Like, what?
Don't tee up for 2 questions.
Real. Yeah.
It's hard to pick a favorite Kyle moment, but those are some of my favorites.
Yep.
Because now we're just going to go on a rabbit hole of, like, what other funny thing did Kyle say? What about that time they were doing this? What about that? It's like, telling Kyle stories, it's kind of like telling Earnhardt Sr. stories. It opens the door to more and more of them, more that we haven't heard. Especially people in the industry. There's more and more stories that we weren't there for. Like, when he was drunk under the table during championship week, because they got wounded. Wounded. And went out and had a lot of fun in Vegas or wherever they were for the banquet. And during media stuff, there's Kyle laying under. That's my favorite. I watched Blaney look like he was about to cry most of the media obligation, the Coke 600 this year, except for that moment. He was about to cry laughing because he's like, everyone was looking for him. They're like, "Where's Kyle?" The next day, and next thing you know, all you see under a tablecloth, is these yellow shoes. Kyle, I went and laid under there. Was taking a nap under the table.
Yep.
It was yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
There's so many funny moments with Kyle.
There
it's
are.
just... I think that's the thing we're gonna miss
on.
is Kyle saying, like, the Stenhouse fight when he's literally he and his guys got into a fight with Stenhouse and his guys, and Stenhouse's dad, Ricky Sr., got into this fight, and then Kyle's being held back by some RCR guys on the RCR trailer, and he's just like, I'm just as bad as you! I'm just as bad as you, bro!
It's that part that just it's so funny. He knew.
Like, if he couldn't wail on Stenhouse anymore physically, he was going to remind Stenhouse, we both are dog shit last year, bud. We are fighting for 30th. Calm down.
Yep.
This was not the big media, not big media, big points problem you're acting like it is. Wasn't it the All-Star race anyway?
The what?
Wasn't that the All-Star race anyway?
Yeah, that was the All-Star race. 23, I
It
think.
didn't matter.
23 or 24, one of the two.
I don't remember what year.
I don't remember
It just
either.
wasn't this year.
No, it wasn't this year.
It was at RCR.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I think it was 24. Yeah, it was 24 because that was the first year with
I'm just here so
North
I don't get
Wilkesboro.
fined.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
24 was Wilkesboro. That's
Yep.
right. Where was it the year
That one.
before? Because I saw it,
Texas.
but I don't remember.
They did Texas
Oh, yeah,
22 and
Tejas.
23. They did it in
Is Denny
21.
Hamlin still
They
mad
did
about
21,
2022?
22, and 23. I believe.
Is Denny Hamlin still mad about 22?
Denny
Was it 22 or
Hamlin.
23 or 21? All-Star race.
Oh yeah, the All-Star race. How they let Ryan Blaney. They should have given that man $2 million. That was 22. Yeah.
That was 22. That's right, because 23 was the year that Penske swept the weekend for the 500, 600. No organization had ever done that.
Yep.
That was cool. That was really special. That was neat.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, back to Kyle. GTR
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
That flag Sunday was so cool.
That flag
And that was really
cool.
cool for both teams to be like, yes, obviously. They're just kind of, it kind of felt like they both were like, duh, we got to do it for Kyle. Like, heck yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I
That flag was awesome.
really think they should sell the hats and flags with that, or like shirts with that
Yes.
too. That would be really cool.
I think that would be cool as a conjoined, like Joe Gibbs Racing and Richard Childress Racing.
Joe Gibbs, Richard
hat
Childress,
and shirt,
NASCAR. None of you are gonna watch this, but still, you
Yep.
should do the thing. Be really cool.
Yep.
Hey, then on the back you could put like their first, like a picture, their both of their first wins, and a picture of their 63rd win that tied them, like the cars and the year and the. You could do like a really cool design on the back.
That would be cool.
Or just the 63rd win. Yeah.
Yeah.
The win that tied the both of them. That'd be really cool. To have Kyle's on top and Denny's on the bottom.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Or like Kyle's wins, Denny's wins.
That would be cool. I should make that shirt.
Yeah. You should.
I should.
I have a shirt design. I need to draw it. I'm literally gonna draw it with crayons. I tried to draw it during the 600, and then I realized the sketchbook I was using was too small. Even like mock it up, like it was just too little of a space.
Yep.
I had a bigger sketchbook at home, so I was like,
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, I have a package waiting for me.
I like race cars. I have dinner waiting for.
Well.
After like an hour.
Yep. Hour and a half of recording. So 37-minute recording after an hour recording. So perfect. We should start a podcast.
That would be the best and worst thing we could do. To start a podcast.
Real.
If you think about it, I will just start being a whole menace. It's gonna be like Glass Case of Emotion Part 2, except way less popular and more annoying. Glass Case of Emotion is what brought me back to NASCAR. So, if you like this channel, you can thank Ryan Blaney. If you don't like this channel, you can blame Stenhouse. When in doubt, blame Stenhouse.
When in doubt,
Sorry,
blame
Ricky.
Stenhouse. It's Stenhouse's fault.
We love Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's a real G, but
Real.
yeah.
Real. Anyway.
Okay, well, like, comment, subscribe. Go subscribe to that goober in the 18 hat. And
Subscribe.
I'm gonna steal that hat from him. I mean, my hat. Subscribe to that goober.
Click right
like,
here.
Like, comment, subscribe to both of us if you'd like.
Subscribe.
If you like the video, hit the like button. It actually helps. If you really like the video, you should comment. Or if you think I'm stupid, you should also comment. Because even if you downvote this video, you're helping the algorithm if you hate comment. I hope you watched whether you liked it or not. I hope you watched to the end because, again, you're helping the algorithm. Thank you very much.
Yep.
If you like what you see on this channel from my stupid self, you should subscribe if you're not already and hit that stupid little bell thing in case maybe, just maybe, it works. If you like that goober in the 18 hat, he does this thing called Last Time At, where he tells you what happened last year at this track. Yep. It's a good time. So go subscribe to him and hit the bell because obviously you should. He posts way more often than I do.
That weekly grind.
Nope. Nope. I was gonna make a joke. It's not inappropriate. I'm just trying to figure out how to word it. And I'm hyping it up way too much. Because what ran through my head was like coffee.
That's a daily grind.
It's a daily grind of making videos, or me telling you to make the video because it's too
Yes.
late in the week and you need to record it or
Yes.
write it.
I already have the audio edited for last time in
Mhm.
Pocono, and it's Monday, so whoop whoop
Woo, 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 woo.
whoop whoop.
So that daily, it's daily like coffee. That YouTube
Yep.
grind never stop.
Yep. And then immediately after
Unless
this,
you're
we're gonna
me, and then
start
you
editing
disappear
this.
for like a year and a half at a time. It's unintentional. I promise, guys. This is not purposeful.
You just make videos when you can. Anyway,
Anyway,
like and subscribe. Bye.
like, comment, subscribe. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.